As requested, this is a film for making homemade pizza, starting with the pizza dough. So there's the ingredients: yeast, white flour, salt, olive oil, water. There's the quantity depending on 2 pizzas, 3 pizzas or 4 pizzas, and we're going to use the bread machine and the dough setting as the first step. So we're just going to weigh out the quantities in the bread pan. And in terms of flour, we can actually get pizza flour here in Switzerland, so we're using a specific white flour for pizza, otherwise use strong white flour. So the bread machine, bread pan, ingredients are added. Make sure the paddle's in place before you start adding any of the ingredients. So that's them all there, and we're just going to put it into the bread machine. The pan is now being placed in the bread machine, and we're just going to set it. Now this bread machine, which is a Panasonic, has a pizza setting, so we just press the select button until it gets to pizza, which takes 45 minutes, and we press the start button, and there it goes. So it's had its 45 minutes, and we've actually left it for about an hour just to rise, so you can see it's there. This is quantity for 1 pizza, so we don't have to split it. But if you had done quantities for 2 or 3, you need to weigh it and split it into equal quantities. So we're going to roll out the pizza dough. So there's about 180 grams worth of pizza dough, and it's going to go into this 30 centimeter round pizza dish, which we need to oil with a bit of olive oil to stop the pizza from sticking when we cook it. But we're going to now roll it out. So first step is to get it out the pan. And we're just going to knead it because it's going to be easier to roll out if you knead it and leave it for 10 minutes. So just kneading it on a floured kitchen top here into a bowl, and we'll just leave that for 10 minutes. The dough's been left for about 10-15 minutes. Now make sure you've had a good glass of gin before you start doing this.
And some crisps.
And some crisps, and now we're just sprinkling some flour on, and we've got the roller, and we're just going to try and roll this out into a round disc that's equivalent roughly to the size of the 30 centimeter 12-inch pizza pan. So you need to put your back into this, and it's see, you keep rolling it until you can get it nice and flat, and then you turn it every so often by 90 degrees so that you can maintain the kind of round shape. And of course it's slightly stretchy, so it's going to keep shrinking back, but you just keep rolling, rawhide. You know, you can get a musical accompaniment. It's getting rounder and rounder. Keep turning it, keep rolling it so you get it nice and now we're not going for ultra thin here. We've got it's going to have it's not a deep crust, it's probably somewhere in between the ultra thin and the deep crust type of pizza. So I've been rolling it and rotating it for the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's not a perfect circle, and that's going to come when it is put into the dish. So it's now probably slightly bigger than the dish. I'll lift it up and then flop it down into the dish, and then work it round. And you're basically going to use the circle of the dish to create the circular pizza. Just like true Italians, their pizzas are always very round. Not. So, see the professional pizza maker hard at work, and there we go. So we're now just going to leave that for a few minutes, 30 minutes to rise. So while the pizza dough is rising in the pan, we're going to make the sauce. So I'm just going to use some passata, so put passata with some mixed Italian herbs and a little bit of olive oil into a pan and just reduce it down a bit. So some dried Italian herbs, Passata with a bit of olive oil added into the pan. Just going to stir that on, put it on to a medium heat. There we go, I'm turning it on, I'm going to stir that in and just let that, like I say, it takes probably about 5-10 minutes to reduce down a wee bit. The passata has been reduced down, so the passata herbs, so that's more or less ready, just taken off the heat and left to cool. The pizza dough is still sitting there, got another about 15 minutes for it to just rise a little. And we've prepared the toppings. Now clearly toppings are a personal thing. Here I've got sweet corn, I've got red pepper, I've got red onion, and I've got red chili and cheese. We've got some mozzarella there sliced with some grated cheddar cheese, and of course some Gruyere garlic salami. But of course you can choose whatever you like to put on your pizza. So the pizza's been sitting there for a good 20-30 minutes, and now we're just applying the sauce. So again, a personal choice in terms of how much sauce, but you don't want too much. So just spreading it out, nice and tasty. The passata gives it that extra tomatoey flavour, and obviously the Italian herbs makes it more Italian rather than an American pizza. And here we go, nicely spread out. That is ready to receive some topping. Pizza's all topped off, oven set to fan and about 240 degrees. You need a nice hot oven, so we'll make till that little light goes out before we put the pizza in. Right, the oven's hot, the pizza's going to go in the oven, top shelf, and 15 minutes in this oven. Obviously it depends on your oven and how crispy you want it, but 15 minutes is a tried and tested time for this oven. There you go! Nice crisp delicious pizza, 15 minutes at 240 degrees in the fan oven. Absolutely tasty. And what night is it? It's Friday, because Friday night is pizza night!